Welcome back to Coding Deft. Today we will see how to filter array of objects in React. So as part of the setup, what I have done is I have updated the CSS. This is the basic CSS to display a list and add some filters there. So I'll give you a link in the description below so that you can copy this style. So focus is not on the CSS. I'll not be explaining these styles. And what I've done is I've created an array here of employees with the four different attribute, that is ID, name, experience, and department. So you can copy this object as well from the description below. So what I'll do is I will assign this employees to a state and I will display them. So let me import use state. I'll call this as filtered employees, as we'll be storing the filtered employees in this state, and I will initialize it with employees, and I'll import use state. So what I will do is I will go ahead and display this employees list. So I will have a UL. Inside that I will loop through the filtered employees. I'll return a list item with the key as employee.id. For the ease of access, I will destructure the values inside the employee object. So what I'll do is I'll do employee here. So this will have ID, name, experience, and department. So I'll just remove this employee from here. So inside this I'll have a div with name as name, and I'll display experience and department as well. So let's start the server and see how the list looks like. So as you can see, we have the list of employees displayed here along with their experience as well as department. So what I'll do next is we will filter the employees by department name. So we'll write a function for that. So I'll call this function as filter by department. I'll reserve department name as parameter. So what I'll do is I'll call this a set filtered employees. And what I'll do is I have this global object employees. On this I will apply the filter method. I will access using employee variable, and what I will do is return if the department of this employee matches with the department that is passed, then I will return it as true. So whenever department is matched, it will be returned as true, otherwise it will be returned as false. So our filter function will work as expected. So we have the function here, so we need to call this function from somewhere. So let us add a drop down filter. So what I'll do is select on change, I'll call that function. I'll get an event. In the e.target.value, I'll have the department name. So I'll call filter by department. So inside the select, I will have options. So the first option will be select department. So I'll disable this so that it acts as a label. So I'll give a value as empty and disabled. I'll make it as selected. So now we have a drop down, but we do not have any values here. So let us add the values. So first we need to get the list of departments. So we have this department in the employees array, but the thing is it is not unique. So what we need to do is we have to find the all the unique list of departments. So what we'll do is we will map through this array, and we will create an array from this create an array of departments from this employees array, and we will assign it to a set so that all the non-unique things are removed. So what I'll do is departments is equal to array dot from. This will create the array. So we need to assign the values to a list so that the duplicates are removed. So I'll create a new set and I'll map through the employees. So I'll return employee dot department. So what this will do is this will create an array of non-unique departments. Now calling new set will create a set of unique departments. Now we need this as an array. So we are creating the array from this set. So what I'll do is I'll map through this departments and I'll return an option. I'll add a key as department, and inside here I will have a value as department. Now let us see how it loads. So as you can see, we are displaying the list of departments here. And if I select any department, I could see that it is being filtered based on the department. So one thing here is we do not have any option to clear this filter. So we'll have to add that button now. Before adding the button, we'll add another filter that is for experience. So I'll add a div here. So with the class name as experience filter, and I'll create a button here. So I will have two options in the experience filter. One is less than 10 years of experience, and another is more than 10 years of experience. So less than 10 years, and one is 10 plus years. So the buttons are here. So one thing to notice here is whenever a department is selected, we are not storing that value in any state. We are just passing it to this particular function. When we have multiple filters, we need to store this department in some state so that either the department or the experience filter changes that the results are updated accordingly. So I'll create two states. One is for department and one is for the experience. So we have two states here. What I'll do is I'll comment this function for time being. We'll be using the logic elsewhere. I'll set this department here instead of calling this filter function. And here on click of this button, what I'll do is I'll call set experience as less than 10. Same on click I will add and I'll change the value here. I'll add as 10 plus. Now one thing we have to do is whenever something is selected, we have to mark it as selected. So we have to highlight that. For that we'll add a style. So I'll give a class name. Whenever this particular button is selected, I'll give as selected. So that is experience is equal to less than 10, then selected, otherwise nothing. Same thing I'll copy paste here and I'll change this value. So now if I click on 10 plus years, that is highlighted. If I change this to this one, that will be highlighted. Nothing changes here, so we have to bind the functions here. What we are doing is we are storing the experience and the department in the state. We will use this whenever these two states change, we will update the employees accordingly. So I'll call use effect and I'll import it. So whenever this department and experience changes, right, what I'll do is I'll copy paste this function from here. So one thing to notice here, if no department is selected or no filter is applied, we need to display the whole list. So what we'll do is if a department is not there, if there is no department, then we'll have to return true always, or if the department is matching that condition. This is the one condition which will filter by the department. I can check that if that works fine. So I'll select the department, it is filtering by department. If I do not select any department, it is displaying all the employees. This for the employees, next section is this filter. So we will add here an AND condition. Here we will again check if experience is not present, then we will have to display the whole list. So if not of experience will return true. That means no experience is selected, then all the employees will be displayed. So in the next check, what I'll do is I'll check if experience equal to less than 10 years. Then I'll filter through employee.experience less than 10. Otherwise, I'll filter through experience greater than 10 equal to 10. So let's see whether it works or not. So I select less than 10 years. So I'm filtered with 4, 4, 5, and I'll select 10 plus years. Yeah, I'm able to see employees with more than 10 years of experience. I'll use the filter accounting. So we do not have any results. Services, yes, we do have a result. So in services, we have two employees who have experience more than 10 years. So one thing you can have is if there is no results, you can show some message that there are no filters matching this criteria. So let us do that. So how do we get that is filters.employees. If the length is equal to 0, then that means there are no results. So what I'll do is filtered employee.length is equal to 0. Then I'll show it if it says no employees matching the filter. So if I filter with the 10 plus of years of experience in accounting department, I show this message. So the next thing we have to do is, as we have discussed earlier, we need to add a clear all button. So I'll write a function clear all filters. What this will do is we will set the department to nothing and set the experience to nothing. And I will add a button here, clear all filters. And I'll call that function whenever this button is clicked. So let's see. Yeah, it is working fine. I'll check again. Yeah, it is working. And one thing to notice is when we click on clear all filters, all the employees are being displayed, but this accounting is not going off. So this is because we haven't given the value here. So we have to give value as department. So and here we have to set the department as empty so that whenever department is set as empty, this will match this one, and this select department will be shown. So let's see whether it works fine. So I'll click on this button, and as you can see, the filters are cleared here. So one more warning we could see is it is recommended to use either value or default value instead of passing it as selected. So what we will do is remove this selected and initialize this department state with an empty string, so that whenever this matches with the empty string, this select department will be shown. So let us test everything. So if I refresh this, if I select the department, the filters is working fine. And if I clear the filter, all the filters are going off and all the employees are listed. And let us see if the warning is going off. As you can see, that warning has gone off. So that is how you filter array of objects in React. Hope you liked the video. Do subscribe to the channel to watch more tutorials like this. Until next time, bye bye.